Hey everybody, Jason Ellis here, doing comedy around the world. Well, America and Canada. Irvine Improv with Ian Fidance, August, I said Irvine Improv, didn't I? Good. August 20th, and then Oxnard Levity, live in Oxnard, August 23rd. And then I'm going to be in New York, baby, Comedy Club in East Village, September 26th. And then Comedy Club in Atlantic City, September 27th. And then back to New York Comedy Club, Stanford, September 28th. And then, wait, I'm going to be at Mic Drop Comedy in San Diego, October 8th. And then diddly-diddly-doo, coming to Canada. Going to be in Barrie, October 16th. And then I'm going to be in London, October 17th. And then I'm going to be in Hamilton, October 18th. Bob is your uncle. My balls is totally moving, doing improving. Not down, we get back up. I've got the heart and desire. My balls are on fire, ready to take us to the top. Welcome to the show. Did you know that your mom is Probably. All hail the king of the West. The king of the West. Welcome to Ellis 2.0. Rumblebean and Big Daddy Jace Cakes are in the house. Big Zaddy Jace Cakes. I don't know if you know that. Zaddy is an older gentleman with style. The bitches won't. I don't know about that part, but I might have added that part. But my girlfriend's friend was like, he's a zaddy. I was like, what is a zaddy? And then she told me, and I was like, yeah. Because there's one part I don't like, and that's like, he's older. But that is what I am, you know? Like, don't deny what you are. The sooner you can accept what you are, the sooner you can move on with the rest of your life. Don't deny, you know? If the glove fits. I don't know where I was going with that. Don't kill people is where I'm going with that. But yeah, first you got to figure out, who are you? And then when you figure out who you are, do you want to be something else? Why do you want to be something else? Is it because you hate yourself? Have you really figured out who you really are yet? Is there something you're doing that makes you not like yourself? But yeah, that feels good at the time. Yeah, but it's not what makes you like yourself. So sometimes these things that you think make you feel good are making you a thing that makes you fantasize about being something else, which tells me that you're not being you. You're not being true to yourself. I think there's songs about it. I don't write them. I just live them. But I know what I am and I know what I'm not. I'm not a guy that has hair. That was tough. I'm not one of the greatest skateboarders in the world. That is tough. I am no longer a radio host. I am not good at marriage. There's certain things, like being a professional skateboarder. Thanks to the boonies, shout out boonies, I am a professional skateboarder again. But I am not one of the best skateboarders in the world anymore. I am really bad. But I'm probably better than you. So I made a video recently to drop that I'm officially pro for the boonies, and I flew headfirst into the bottom of the bowl like a douche. But I got up and I made a joke, and I'm sore, but I feel so alive. It's such a weird, like the last thing I want to do these days when I skateboard is take a huge spill and fall like a long distance and land on cement. Like that doesn't seem like a thing that I would be interested in doing ever again. I think I've actually said that to myself where Jace Cakes, that's me. You can go kind of hard, but don't go too hard where you end up flying like 10 feet into concrete because you're 50, dude. It's gonna leave a mark. You're gonna be like, oh, me leg, oh, you know, me hands or whatever. It's all, that's all I can think about. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm really here. I don't know if anybody's really here. I don't know if this all might be just not real. Because the belief that I have in myself, it keeps growing in this weird, not egotistic, I don't think I'm better than anybody. I just think we are all lying to each other about our full potential. I think that we can all be greater than we are. And I think some people, like Tom Brady, he seems like he figured it out. I don't know. I don't watch football, but it seems like he's pretty great. But I think I can I think I could ride a bull and the bull could kick me and I'd be like, oh, but I'm all right. That's where I think I'm at right now. I think that I can take so much damage and keep going. Maybe it's life, maybe like the things that happened in my childhood and things, the bumps in the road and me, the Rocky Balboa of the it's not how hard you get up. Blah, blah, blah. Pain is not, it's like they said at Team Quest, pain is merely weakness leaving the body. That is a really cool thing to say, but also, ow. Because yesterday I fell and I was like, ow, and I hit my wrist it doesn't want to go back right now. It's pretty puffy. Ooh, that's a new bruise. But it really hurt. For a second, I landed on the ground. As I was falling, I was like, oh, that's bad. I did not sign up to do that kind of a slam. And then I hit and I was like, oh no, I broke my hand. I broke my wrist. And then because I'm basically a doctor, I went like that. And I was like, nah, it's good. And then there's like this pain in my arm and going down my wrist. And then it went into my elbow. And I was like, oh, I've hurt my elbow as well. And I was like, oh, my ribs. I was like, oh, wait, I think I hit the top of my left knee because I kind of fell face first and the top of my knee hit behind me. And I was like, oh, like all this pain. And I was like, yeah, like I'm okay. That really hurt. But yeah, like I went for it. It's not even dumb. I don't feel dumb. I feel cool. It made me feel good about myself. It doesn't mean I want to jump off a fence right now and land on my head. It just means pushing it. They have these rules where it's like, when you're 50, you can't push it. When you're 50, you should do this. You should have already had this by now. It's like, nobody tells me what I can do and what I can't do and what is acceptable and like who I should hang out with and what I should say and what I should wear. We're all like doing this thing where we're following each other, like you can't do this because you can't do that. Like, I know I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody, but that's because I don't want to hurt anybody. If you do want to hurt anybody, then that's what you're going to do. And there's going to be consequences for that, I hope. But for me, you probably shouldn't hit your head. I'm like, you probably shouldn't, but I can take it. I'm going to go boxing. I'm going to fight people. I'm going to skate hard. I'm going to go to Tony's. And I'm going to push it really hard. I'm going to do some stuff. And I'm probably going to fall. And it's probably going to really hurt. And I'll be like, oh. And then I'll be like, yeah. Because, I'm just alive now. I just feel alive. This finger doesn't work. Right. But these do. So I can still do that. So I'm basically solid. So there's stuff that I have to talk about. I don't have to. Like I said, I don't have to do anything. But I want to talk about some stuff. So real quick, the things that I've done lately, becoming okay with the way life is, not being pulled into the, I need something shiny, I need something nice, I need to get high, I need to run, like really working on that to the point where I have become pretty comfortable with nothing. Like, I like the things I like. If there's things that I don't have that I want, I will work for them and they will come. And it's not like if I'm lucky, it's not if I'm lucky, it's because I will put in the work and I will do what I need to do to get where I want to go in life. And in the meantime, the key here is in the meantime to enjoy the process. And that, you need wisdom and patience with that. And that is some stuff that I never had because I was always high. And when you're always high, it's pretty hard to have any wisdom. You're kind of dumb, you know? Which is why I used to say to myself, I'm a dumb guy, you know? But I'm not a dumb guy. I'm actually very smart. And when I say that, and I hear myself say that, with conviction, wow. It builds character. It builds belief. And the more I do it, the more I talk to myself like that, the higher I get when it comes to respect for myself and others, and seeing the faults in myself and others and accepting them and not resenting them, making me a more together, relaxed human being. Being relaxed, you know? It's like getting barreled, you know? Like if you're in a big wave and you're getting barreled and you're like, oh shit, oh no. It's okay, that's cool. That's probably what's going to happen the first time you ever get barreled. But if you get barreled enough, you can be in the barrel and you can be like, this is sick. This is awesome. Look at that. Look at the wave. Look at the water over the top. Look at that. Look at the sky in the background. Look at the reef. I can see the reef. There's no doubt, I can't do it, but there's no doubt in my mind that people that are really good at surfing will get barreled thinking that, not thinking, because I can do it in skateboarding. I can do it in fighting. Things that I've done a lot, where I've done skateboard tricks where I've done a big air over your head. And when I'm in the air, I looked at people on the deck and I was like, this is pretty easy. This is the feeling of weightlessness. I start to remember that my hand on the rail, I will, instead of just letting it go, I will slide my hand and release it off the back and have my hand like an eagle's wing. You know what I mean? Like the flare, the toss, I call it, style points, where I'm creating style points in the air in a trick that used to be incredibly difficult and I didn't know what I was doing except just trying to hang on and make it. But if you do it enough and you work at it enough, you start to understand the beauty of it and not just do it. But that takes time, patience, and wisdom. Belief, self-belief to know that you can make it, you know? Because it's the key to everything. After making it in skateboarding, after not being a talented athlete and then turning my body into an athlete's body, I just realized recently athletical is not a word. When I did that, I realized that I could apply it to other things. I got into radio. I made the show really big because I knew it was going to be really big, because I know that if you want things to work out, you don't hope they work out. You know they're going to work out. And to know is to convince yourself. And to convince yourself takes monotony, practice, love, passion, all these things all day, nonstop. Which is why I pray nonstop, all the time. What can you do today? I'm a bit sore, I'm a bit tired. Get up, do something special. If somebody needs your help, help them. If somebody's coming at you with negative stuff, don't get pulled into that, because if you get pulled into that, you're not full of love anymore and you can't help the person that's coming that actually wants your help. If I don't pray and think that every couple of hours, somebody could pull me off down the road that I don't want to go down anymore. So I always think about it all the time, refreshing myself all the time. Don't live in fear, I'm scared of a lot of things, but if I pray to not have fear over and over again, I will become not fearless. I've got a long way to go, but less scared of what life has in store. I will be accepting of it. I will get more things accomplished because I'm not scared of things going wrong. Things are going to go wrong. And when you see it as, if something goes wrong, there's a gift in it, you almost look forward to it. Which is a weird thing I'm still getting used to, where I'm like, if something doesn't go my way, cool. How do I apply my new skills to make it even better? Because that's the other thing. God will give me things that are hard to deal with, and I work at it, and something even better comes out of it. So the bad thing that came was actually a gift. This isn't all the time, but it's sometimes. It's a lot of the time. It's more now than it ever has been. I just got back from Texas. I did a bunch of shows. I was on Kill Tony. I've been on once before, and I was incredibly nervous before I went out. And I didn't have to do a minute. I just got an interview. But I was just so nervous of, I listened to the show. I think they're awesome. This is a big show, and I want to do good. I want people to like me. But this time, I actually had to do a minute, and I was just not really that nervous, and I was asking myself, why am I not as nervous? This is the first time you've actually done a minute in front of all these people that are the highest level of comedy. And it was because like the thing where I'm like, I want them to like me. I'm not saying I don't want them to like me. I'm just saying I don't care. I'm going to be who I am. And if you like it, that's awesome. But if you don't like it, I understand. I'm not for everybody. Nobody's for everybody. Like right now, what I'm saying is probably pissing somebody off. I'm not for you. That's okay. But the pressure, I like having pressure. I feel like when you have pressure, it makes you perform better. But unnecessary pressure where you're stressing yourself out, there's no way to go. Like my life is going to be, I'm trying to always accomplish things. I'm trying to always push myself. If I bring stress to myself constantly, it's not healthy. There's got to be a happy medium where I'm like nervous, excited, but not stressed, And I feel like the more I work on myself, the more I practice what I preach, the more I say these things to myself out loud sometimes too, where I'm, I pray to not, I don't want to do stuff for myself. I don't want to live in fear. Like, what can I do to be positive? What can I do to help people? The less I worry about how things are going to turn out. And I've still got a long way to go, because the thing, when it does work, I don't really care. Which is, I don't like that yet. I feel like I still haven't figured out what that is. Like right now, as I'm telling you guys that I did a show that is the most important comedy show to me, where I did well. And when I walked off, I was like, I'm very grateful for them letting me do it. Everybody was very nice. I just don't. There's no high I'm chasing anymore. I'm not doing it to escape. I think I'm starting to realize this right now, where it's like, if I could just do good and these people would like me, everything would be perfect, which is a fantasy. It's not real. It's not reality. And what I have is I have jobs. I have friends. I have a girlfriend that loves me and I love her. She's there. She's so supportive. And I'm so grateful to know that I have her and have her support. So when something really good happens on top of that, it's just a thing. No offense to anybody there, but they don't really know me. They don't really care. I'm not saying it's bad. That I'm just in there and then I'm gone. And that's the end of that. But the person that I love and live with loves me, and she's there to support me whether I bomb or I kick ass. Nothing's going to change her opinion of me when it comes to that stuff. So I've already won. I already have the important things. And I think maybe that's the thing that's happening to me these days, where, I love doing stand-up, man. I love being on stage, telling stories and making people laugh. I love the fact that I can go on stage and say 20 minutes worth of stuff that is nothing that I wrote down. It just came out and everybody thinks it's funny and they're having a better night because of it. I love that. But it's like you practice what you preach, man. I think, when I first started comedy, I was like, I just want to be good at comedy. I've had this thing where I want to be good at skateboarding, so I'll get free stuff and people will love me. I'll get good at radio and people will respect me and they'll love me, and I'll get money, and when I got money, people will love me. People will respect me. And then I worked on myself, and I'm like, these are holes that these are watermelon holes in your chest that you're trying to fill with oranges. It doesn't happen overnight. You keep working at it, and then all of a sudden, things start to make sense. Your priorities get in order, and these other things that you think were all that mattered mean nothing. They mean nothing. Which means now nobody can hold anything. Like you can't dangle anything in front of me to make me dance. I don't want anything. I have everything. And that is love. I have love. The other stuff it's cool. It's awesome. The good and the bad. That's what comes with love. When your heart is full, bad things happen, because they do. Good things happen. Cool. I'm already full. There's no gaps that I need to fill. I think I just realized I've been trying to figure out why I'm not that ecstatic about doing good on a show that's that important to me. I think I just kind of figured it out. I am happy. I'm proud of myself. I've been working hard, and I think it was a year ago where they asked if I could do a minute, and I was like, I don't have a minute. I don't even know how to write a 1-minute joke. I have multiple 1-minute jokes now. It's a year later, because after that I started working hard on 1 minute. Then I started auditioning at the Improv for 3 minutes, and as soon as I did it, I got passed. I can't audition at the Comedy Store because I can't. They won't let me up. But now they know who I am, and now I'm doing a Jason Ellis and Friends at the Comedy Store. I'm doing one at the Laugh Factory. I just did good at the biggest comedy thing in the world. all these things are happening, you know? I text Whitney about it, and she was like, it's just a matter of time for you. That's one of the greats who thinks it's just a matter of time for me. That's great. That's so awesome. I'm so thankful that this is all happening. But it didn't fall on my lap. I worked for it. I expect it because I put in the work. And if it goes or it doesn't go, it doesn't really matter because I have love. It's never been less stressful to be Jason Ellis. You know? I've never been more content with just the day. I'm tired. I'm sore. Like 53, man. I just fell yesterday, 24 hours ago. I just dived 10 feet into cement. My hand is still tingly on the end here. Like, this is numb. It's awesome. It's so cool. It's so cool. I lifted weights before I did this show, and my hand really hurt. Every time I was like, but you can do it. You can do anything if you're in the right headspace, you know? So it's like you make these decisions, and sometimes your body takes convincing, you know? Like, I think, you know, when I was a skateboarder in Australia, we didn't have the internet, and people in Australia weren't that good. And then I went to America and I saw the people do what they do at the highest level. And then I learned all the things they did because I saw it in front of me. And then I went back to Australia and I did it, and everybody in Australia saw me did it, and saw me do it, and then they did it. And I think it's the same with people getting older now and being fit. People getting older and still being good at sports, and now there's like a bunch of old people that still do things. You know, like Tony Hawk is 56 and he can, like, I don't know how many tricks he invented this week. That dude invents skateboard tricks on a 13-foot high vert ramp at 56. Why? How? Because he believes in it. Why does he believe in it? Because he loves it and he needs it. And when you love it that much and you need it that much, you can, it's not even a trick. I used to say you could trick yourself into doing it. You can just become what you believe. And to become what you believe, you need to work on it over and over and over again. Conor McGregor, when he first started, it was like, it's no talent, it's passion. The love for the game is what brings the talent. You know, as a person that was not athletical, there was two fat twins that were better than me at skateboarding. And by the time, at one point I was top 3 in the world and I could do a backflip standing on the ground. And I was a chubby, dyslexic petard. But because I loved it so much, I turned myself into an athlete. With this went to this, and this spread out to this. And it's like, you're getting older, man. You know, you can't skate anymore. You're getting older, man. You know, you can't, let's face it. You're not like you were. You know, you're getting slower. And it's like, maybe. But maybe not. Maybe. If I keep listening to you telling me that I'm getting slower, then yeah. But maybe, / for sure, if I tell myself that I am still getting stronger and that I have way more to give, athletically, in every aspect, health, fitness, education, you know, to think what I thought when I was 30 to what I am now, I've only just begun. That's how I see it. I feel like I just woke up. That's why I feel like it's so much better right now, because I've just woken up. I'm finally who I am. And I was always like, why do I not feel quite right? No matter what happens, no matter how much money I get, no matter how much love and respect and fancy pats on the back, it just doesn't feel that great. You know, one time I jumped off a skateboard onto the back of a dirt bike over a 60-foot gap. And when I went home with the kids and my wife at the time, she got me an apple pie. And I remember thinking, what was the point of that? Where's the crystal? There's no party here. I'm getting a apple pie. I'm full. And I'm bored. There is a watermelon hole that I'm trying to fill with oranges. And it's not working out. The only thing that makes me feel good is being out of my mind. Because my mind knows that it's not content. It's not, you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And I tried so many different oranges. That could be metaphorically really gross. Let's just say different sports. How about that? But what I'm trying to say is there's just real miracles in life, man. You know? And I feel like we're recording this thing in social media and all the world where it's like these miracles are like, I got a TV show, or I got a raise, or, my girlfriend's hot, or I don't know, this free stuff. You win the lottery. Win the lottery. That was a thing that I always thought when I was a kid. Win the lottery, you're home free. That's it. It's a curse. If you don't know what you're doing, you know what that means? There's that thing, a lot of people, they win the lottery and they end up losing it all because they spend it all because they didn't know what the hell to do with it. That's kind of me, I won the lottery when it came to skateboarding. And they gave me money, and I spent all the money. And then I lost it all and built it up again in radio, and then they gave me even more money. Guess what I did? I spent it all. I spent so much of my money that I still owe money. Because I thought, like a guy that just won the lottery with no plan, just, I now have money, I've made it. Now, still working very hard, working harder than I've ever worked. Money is coming in. Obviously, I'm paying off a lot of stuff from my mistakes, but it's coming in. Tomorrow, it triples. I don't know how to say it without sounding disrespectful, but I don't care. What does that get me? Pants? A watch? Nixon sent me this watch. I really like this watch. Do you know how much it cost me? Nothing. Tomorrow I make $1 million. Guess what watch I'm wearing? NixonNow.com, baby. Asked me that 5 years ago. A Rolex. Why do I want a Rolex? Because I saw a lot of famous people wearing them in music videos. And it's a sign of, it's a status, a sign of accomplishment. And then you'll know that I'm not just some average turd. Why do I think I'm an average turd? Who convinced you of that? What makes you think that a watch is going to make somebody really care about you? You got to sit with it. You can't run. You got to sit with these things. Why do I think that? Why do I think that if I have cool sunglasses on, that's important? Like, the difference is, you can get confused because it's like you can wear shorts that could be expensive, but you look like a moron. You could wear cheap shorts that have style that you're like, sweet. It's like the Crocs thing. You know, I know I'm doing it again, but why? Why? You could have Crocs that have diamonds and rubies on them. Douche. You could have some Vans on where I'm like, boom, he gets it. You could have some Gucci's on that are sick, and you get it. There's also Gucci have shoes that suck balls and are awesome. So it's not about the money. It's about the style, the choice, the way you carry it. But getting back to having stuff that's cool because people think you're cool, there's a hole in you that you haven't figured out yet. Because you think if you have that people that don't know you care about you. People don't care about you. They care about them. People that hate you don't care about you. They think about them. People that love you, that you don't know, don't care about you. They care about them. That's what that is. And when you realize that, some of you can read it in a book and get it first try. I had to live it. You know? When you're the king, the belle of the ball. Half the room wants your shit. Half the room wants you to lose your shit. But at the end of the day, when they leave, they're thinking about them. They don't care about you. I think Brad Pitt's awesome. I love his movies. When I go home, when the movie ends, I don't care about Brad Pitt. Like, who do I care about more? My son or Brad Pitt? What the fuck are you talking about? Give a fuck about Brad Pitt. I don't care what happens to him. I hope all of you have a good night. I hope none of you get eaten by a shark or a vending machine falls on you. But I don't really care. You know? I care about the people that I love and the people that love me. And it's not that many. And it's no different for all of us. It's not that many. As many as you can remember. It's what, when you figure that out, then you don't need, because that's the other thing you do. You work too much so that you can get a watch that people will like you for. You could have gone home to your kids or your girlfriend or your wife or your partner. I don't fucking care. Whatever you want to do, go to the beach, go pet your dog, go sniff flowers, bake a cake, you bitch. I don't care. Get your priorities in order. Make shit for us. We don't care. Somebody telling me on the Patreon show, you're a idiot for liking Tim Pool. I don't care what you think. I don't. I hung out with the dude. Seemed pretty cool. I talked to him. First thing I said to him was like, you fucking racist or homophobic? Because we need to talk about that. And he was like, yeah, people say that about me. Why lie to me? What does that do? Is everybody listening to Ellis 2.0 like it's the fucking Rogan experience? No. Nobody's listening. I don't owe you shit. I'm just telling you what I know. And I didn't read it on social media. I went up and talked to the guy face to face. Pretty good judge of character. I believe that. He's just not. You know? Does he say things that are ooh-ah about the government? I don't fucking care. You know, he's got a baby. He's got a wife. He's fucking half Asian or some shit. How the fuck is he racist? I just don't care. I really don't. If he says names or he said something about somebody having low T, I don't care. I really don't. You know? And if you've got a friend or a loved one where it seemed like he insulted your friend or your loved one, that's you. Do you. You know, I don't know what he says. Trans people. I got trans friends. Well, actually, I really don't have trans friends anymore, which is kind of a little bit. Where'd you guys go? What happened there? Like, if I don't want to have sex, I don't have any money, you don't talk to me anymore? None of you are going to see this because none of you listen or watch what I do because you don't care. You don't love me. You're not really my friend. Both sides. I'm not putting one person in anything. I'm just saying you don't really care. You know, you're mad at me because I'm friends with Tim Pool and I'm skating for boonies. I don't care. He's a skater. You're not. I just don't know why you'd lie. Why would he lie? What does it get? Now Jason Ellis supports Tim Pool, so now the whole world is going to realize that Tim Pool's not a racist or a homophobe. Like, do you think he paid me to tell you this? Do you think he's going to? Couldn't he just say it on his show where millions of people listen versus 10,000 people? I don't know how big this podcast is, but also, I don't care. I don't care how big it is. I don't even look at the numbers. You know why? I don't care. All I know is every time one of these episodes comes out, somebody messages me and says how much they liked this show and that it helped them with their life. Being better, being more fulfilled and more content in your life, in your day, with the people that you love. That's it. That's all I'm doing. If you don't like me because I'm a friend with a guy that you don't like, that's okay. I understand it. The guy that texts me on the show is like, my girlfriend is Ukrainian and he said mean things about the Ukraine. I don't know. I don't listen. Maybe he did. You know, I don't know. I don't know about Russia and the Ukraine. Like, what if your girlfriend was a Russian? And you hate another guy that says things bad about Russia. I'm sorry that you are tormented by that stuff, but you do have a girlfriend. I'm assuming she loves you and you love her. That's pretty cool. Like, I don't understand why you think you're going to message me to make me, like, what do you want me to do? Punch Tim Pool in the face because your girlfriend's Ukrainian? Like, you're just caught up in the Let it go, man. Have sex with your girlfriend. Go to dinner. Make her dinner. Go for a walk. Watch a show together. Hug her. You know, if you hug for 30 seconds, it's actually healthy for people. That could be a lie. That's what I heard. But you definitely could hug her. So just let it go, bro. Let me go. Let me figure it out for myself. You figure it out for yourself. I'm not telling anybody to like anybody. I'm not telling anybody to hate anybody. It's just too short. Life is too short to convince you of anything. You believe what you want to believe in. I'm just telling you that in my 50s, I have made so many mistakes and I have been so angry in my life and I have been so sad and depressed and high and on top of the world and in a hole and everybody loves me and everybody hates me and I've had hair and I'm bald. I've been young and I'm old and I had people love me and then they hate, they divorce me and they hate me. And then now we're friends again because I've like made these changes and they're like, now we're friends. I like my baby mama. I think she's awesome. And we talk from time to time. And at one point we never talked to each other. And that means so much to me. It's my kid's mum. That's what's important to me. I loved her at one point. And now that I've come to terms with what a butthole I've been and made apologies where they're necessary, I'm sure I've got more to come. You know, when I die, people will be like, he's a good guy. He made some mistakes. But he's a good guy, you know? I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat. That shit is ridiculous. Gay, straight. You know? Like, the whole argument is just ridiculous. You know? If you're really poor and you don't get paid for a hard day's work, that's really the only thing that I think is like not right. You know? The rest of it I just don't care about. I just think you work hard, you're a good person, you deserve a salary where you can live somewhere in a house and you can eat. And so can your kids. And I don't see that happening. And I don't see either side for I don't know how many years that have made this adjustment where all of a sudden we all can. None of them have done it. I almost said fuck both of them. But also, I don't care. What's fuck you got to do with anything anymore? Get you back? For what? You got today. Tomorrow is not promised. A lot of you, not even today is promised. You make the most of your day. You tell the people that you love them. If you can help somebody in need, you help them. And if you can't, or they don't want your help, and they want to argue, I'm out. I'm out. You know why I'm out? Because I'm not going to drown with you. I've been kicking and screaming my whole life. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just happy. And I work very hard on being happy. And there's just red flags everywhere. People trying to pull me into things where I'm like, no. If you want advice, I'll give you some advice. Is it the greatest advice? I don't know. Maybe it isn't. It's coming from a good place. That's all I know. So, you know, you love the people you love. And you respect them. And you take care of them. But you can't do that to your full potential if you don't really know who you are. And you won't know who you really are if you haven't really worked on yourself. And you can't really work on yourself one time after a TikTok video. It's every day, every couple of minutes, you refresh yourself. What is it that you do? What do you care about? What makes you tick? How can you be of service to the world? Because giving back is what it's about, you know? And when you realize that, pressure's off, you know? And then you get to enjoy nothing. You get to enjoy things that are not a free ride somewhere. You just get to enjoy your own head, your day, your sandwich, your loved ones, your shows, the air, the sun on your face, the rain, everything else. So, if we want to argue, there's a lot of shows that would love to do that with you. But if you're trying to argue with me and you're like, man, he's not responding. I'm going to get a sandwich. I'm going to go talk to my horse. Call my kids. Work on a joke. Go skate. Fall very, very far onto my face and be pumped. Pumped on it. Fucking alive. Yeah. That hurt. Right? When I went, yeah. That's alive. That's a free one. That one's on the house. That's what God said. That one's on the house, Jay's Cakes. Oh, man. Stoked to be alive. Stoked to be here. Stoked to do a show. Stoked that anybody listens to the show. If you need help, DM me. It's not just drugs and alcohol. Life. Bullshit gets in the way. Free yourself. Find out who you really are. Is the chat going off? Is it just praise?
Yep.
No, it's not, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. It's the regulars, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
They want me to tell you how about the conversation they had with the other guy, but you know how it went.
I don't need. Hey, don't do it. Don't. I just told you guys. Don't have a conversation. That's what he wants. There's no back and forth with negative. When you start back, you've already lost. you got your mind made up. That's it. What you should all do instead of arguing with him is tell your mum you love her if you have one. You know?
Also, if you really care about Jason, argue in the comments because it makes us money.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah.
Don't argue in the chat. Argue in the comments.
Also, I don't care. But yeah, go ahead. Argue in the... Don't argue. I don't care about the money. Stupid. Don't argue. Live your lives, you know? Get off the internet and kiss your wife or tell your kid you love him or her for no reason at all. You know? Make him a card about how much you believe in him and what a great ride it's been being your parent. Stuff like that. It's easy to do, and it helps. It helps people, you know? Whitney Cummings told me that I could be good at comedy and it's only a matter of time. I don't even know if she knows what she did there. You know? You're giving me fire, you know, to believe in myself and to excel at stuff. And that's just one of the great things about an opportunity to be on this planet is to excel, be good at stuff, lose, come close and but you lost. And then you get up and you keep going and then you win and then you go back in there and you go again. That's what it's about. Getting in there, getting in the mix, mixing it up, winning and losing, competing. It's awesome. All right, I gotta go. I gotta make a sandwich. Don't die.